You need to clean up.
I've got better things to do. Jesus, this is so unfair. I'm so unhappy. Please help me.
To me, all your labor and the heavy laden, and I'll give you up.
Hello, my name is Jesus. You probably know that my mother was Mary and that God was my father. Mary was married to Joseph and together they had several children. So I had many siblings. So with all these kids, there was quite a lot to do in and around the house to keep it clean and tidy. Maybe just like at your home. Joseph did not really teach me to help with all the tasks there in and around the house, and to clean up when I've made a mess. So normally he did it after I played, so I was in a way a little bit spoiled. Joseph died when I was still very young, so all of a sudden, all this responsibility landed on my shoulders. It was then that God started teaching me how to take responsibility and to do it in His way. And believe me, it was quite opposite than how we as human beings normally think it should be done. When Mary told me that God was my Father, I, with my childlike human understanding, thought that others should actually serve me. So after Joseph died, I thought I should just organize things and let my younger brothers and sisters, that they do the tasks there around the house, while I spent some time to read the Torah. But God's thoughts were not my thoughts, and He worked in me to humble myself and to become a servant there at home. So instead of being served, He taught me to serve the others, and on top of that, to give up all my demands and expectations that they also should do their part. And believe me, this was not easy for me. I was tempted many, many times to get frustrated and angry and have a lot of self-pity. But God was very merciful to me, and He gave me a lot of strength through His Spirit and encouragement from the Scriptures. When I was tempted, He taught me what it means to lay down my life. That is to die to all my expectations and demands and desires for an easy life. It was not easy at all to resist all these desires in me, and it was painful to die to it and to give up my easy life. But in the power of the Spirit, I could resist all my own desires and my frustrations till they were dead. And finally I got a rest in my heart, and I could serve my siblings with joy. And then I realized God is so close to me, and He spoke in my heart, and He made the Scriptures so living to me. So my mom and siblings noticed a change in me, and especially my siblings, they like it very much that I was serving them, and they soon expect me to do everything in the house while they were playing. And believe me, they could make a big mess. At first, I did everything they asked me to do, for I thought God wanted me to be a servant and not a ruler. And in this way, my siblings got a bit spoiled. So I was working very hard at home, and on top of that, I also had to go out and earn something as God opened opportunities for me. So after a time, I was quite worn out and tired. It was then that God taught me a very important lesson in my life. He told me that I should not serve my siblings according to their wishes and their desires, nor according to my own will, but according to His will. He wanted me to be a servant of Him and not to be a slave of men. He then worked in me to teach my siblings how to clean up after they've eaten and to clean up the mess they made after they played. And all of a sudden, they didn't like me so much anymore. And, of course, they complained a lot. But I got grace to keep my heart pure and not to get angry at them. And I continued to teach them. And I remember well how merciful God was to me. And that helped me a lot, that I was not too hard on them. So I really wanted them to become as happy as I was, since I learned to serve and not to expect anybody else to serve me. So after a while, they also became happy. And the quarreling, at least around the table, stopped. And there came a peace in the house. It was like heaven. And the house was kept clean and neat. So this is what I've learned from my father. And he can teach you too to become a servant, that you can become happy, get heaven in your heart, and bring heaven into your home. Just do what I did. That is to surrender your whole life and your will to God. Then He will give you the Spirit that is in me, and the Spirit will teach you how to become a true servant right there where you are. And I promise you, you will become truly happy, and you will be a blessing there where you live.